Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update. I am coming to you a little bit later with this post, and I apologize for that. I have been really busy this weekend. I hosted my first virtual meditation and reiki and journaling evening. And it was so wonderful to see some familiar faces and some new faces join me with that yesterday. And I'm just on that high. It was so wonderful to get together with some like-minded souls and do that together. So I wanted to mention this because I'm planning to do this every single month, a by donation meditation evening with me, and I'm going to be creating these meditations all based on the collective energy and what we're going to be needing each month. So if you guys like my energy updates, if you guys like my readings and my podcasts and this appeals to you, please let me know. You can reach out to me by my email, or you can also reach me through Instagram or TikTok, and that's where I do a lot of my promotions and offerings. So please make sure to check that out as well. So thank you so much for everyone who joined me yesterday. So beautiful. So let's move into this week's update. We have some really beautiful and strong themes, a lot around confidence, a lot of new beginnings happening, and very apt for the new year. And hopefully that started off really well for you guys as well. But we are moving into this month with the numerology being number 1, and that is so focused on new beginnings and creation and moving forward in those areas of life that we're really looking to bring traction to. We're also getting, they're kind of showing me this Aries energy. So the sign of Aries is once more very, very much this go-getter, very strong sign, very ambitious sign. So this is the time for us to really bring that energy to our projects, to our new goals. And yes, you're going to see a lot of people mentioning we're in the dead of winter. This is the time to be resting and to be hibernating. And yes, that's true, but we're going to notice these themes really coming through. So think about that this week. What are you ready to birth? What are you ready to create? What are you ready to follow through in to conclusion? And the numerology for this next year, 2025, is the number 9. So we're going to be closing out a lot of cycles, a lot of projects I'm hearing that perhaps we've been working on for the past few years, and we're really bringing this beautiful communation, this beautiful closure to these things. So get excited. We have a really beautiful year ahead with lots of change, lots of shifts, but we have this amazing, ambitious energy that's really coming through. So for this week, we're definitely seeing that, and we're getting this very strong energy of being authentic in these next steps. So let's read what channeled. So the first thing that I got when I first sat down was doing things because you love them. So expressions of you that do not deserve judgment, fear of failure, fear of judgment, learning to unconditionally love yourself. It is okay to be different. It is okay to be yourself. New beginnings are upon us, and people-pleasing is now gone. Do it for you. Do it for the inner child within. Miracles do occur. Miracles can happen for you and for your life. Believe, and it is done. Cast doubt aside. You will not repeat the past, allowing your conscience to guide you. What is good and right for you now? What is holy and pure? Stop villainizing your humanity. Stop believing humanity is dark and challenged, for it is only through challenge that we grow. So where are you being challenged to grow? In your voice, in your commitment. Do things a new way. Pain won't last forever, but the choices you make now for yourself will. So what choice must you make now to change your life? What choice must you see through to the end to make little you proud? Remember who you are. Remember you are worthy of doing what lights you up now and forever. So let's pause there. This was such a beautiful channeling that came through, so much encouragement. And I just feel this lift as I read these words to you, because it's just, we've had so many undertakings, I feel, the past few years. We've had a lot of challenges, and yes, maybe we're still undergoing that challenge, but it really brings perspective in. Yes, we are human. Yes, there's going to be challenge, but how can we shift our perspectives of this week? And I love how they brought attention to how some of us might be actually villainizing humanity and how we actually need to take a new perspective now. Yes, we're all flawed. Yes, we're going to have imperfections, but are we going to allow that to put this dark cloud over us? And they're actually showing me that, this negativity. And this is very natural. We're going to see this very dominantly, especially as, a lot of these truths that are happening in the world come to light. And a lot of these more negative stories or programs might come to light. But we have to remember to keep those things in check. And they're just showing me this dark cloud that's descending. And we need to remember, okay, there might be some clouds, there might be some storms, but the sun always rises again. And it's where we're focusing, because they're showing me this analogy of that cloud, and that's what we're under. But then if the person just looks out, the sun is right there. It's just beyond that cloud. And all they have to do is leave that cloud behind and walk towards it. So it can be that simple. And no matter what we see, no matter what is happening, we do have that choice. So this cloud, let's talk about it. They're kind of mentioning how a lot of us are going to be in our little inner worlds the next while because we're really trying to make change. We're really trying to put in new foundations in our lives and to actually spearhead these new projects and what we truly desire. So it's only natural that the things that challenge us in this are going to come to the surface. These programs, these woundings, these deep-seated fears. So we might notice that this week as we start to embark on this new journey, this new path, that these arise with it. So they're really mentioning to take the pressure off. Some of us are putting a lot of pressure on our goals, our ambitions, and that in itself can cause a lot of issues. And they're kind of mentioning like the word mistake. So when you rush something or you really try to make everything perfect because you feel that stress and pressure, sometimes we miss things because we're so in that fight or flight response. So they're kind of going like that is the old way. We don't want to force things anymore. We want to allow that space and room to do things one thing at a time, to slow down and embrace the feminine energy, and to remind yourself of why you're doing these things in the first place. So they're giving me this example of a goal, of a passion. So a passion you have and a certain goal you have with this. But they're just kind of mentioning like, just remove the pressure of completion. Just allow yourself to be in the moment, to be in your passion, and remind yourself of why this is so important to you, why this is a beautiful thing for your soul to experience. So doing things because you love them, right? And they're showing me the judgment that we shroud ourselves in and the expectations we shroud ourselves in. And they mentioned these specifically, fear of failure, fear of judgment. These are things that are a real call to action for us to learn how to unconditionally love ourselves. And that's what they're really bringing attention to this week, is like, what is most loving? If you had a choice to complete this project in one of two ways, I would hope that most of us would prefer the ease and grace route. I would think that most of us would prefer a cheerleader that helps us do this, right? As opposed to someone who's a bully and going, you're not going fast enough. You're not doing this the way I want you to do this. The nitpicking, the perfectionism. And they're just going like, who would you rather be in this situation? Who would you rather have by your side in this situation? The cheerleader or the bully? Right? So choose wisely this week. Where are you putting undue pressure on these New Year's resolutions, these new projects, these passions you have? Where do you need to just let it be and come back to why it matters to you in the first place? So they're showing me the soul singing here. So once more, the soul coming to life, the soul being so in its element. That's why you're doing what you're doing, right? This is what lights you up. This is what makes you feel in love with your life. So let that be enough, right? Release the outside perspectives and judgments that you fear and get very focused on that internal world, what this does for you, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy here. So new beginnings and people-pleasing be gone. Do it for you. Do it for the inner child within. And I love this. So my meditation evening this past Sunday was actually all focused on the inner child. So this is really beautiful, the timing of all of this and this coming through this week for us. Go back to your childhood self and allow yourself to really go to that innocence. What is it that part of you, that real, authentic, innocent part wants to do with your life and on a daily basis? If you were to remove all of the outside noise, all of the societal judgment and way of living, how would that little you want to be spending their time and living their days? So I actually posted the meditation that I did do on Sunday on my YouTube channel. So for those of you who are interested, this might be a beautiful meditation to help you do that and to visualize that and to connect with those parts of you. So I am hearing to suggest that this week. Please utilize it. It's a free meditation. So go ahead and try that and let me know what you receive from it. But we're really getting this guidance this week. Go to that childlike essence. Go back to those, the magical, the miracle-minded essence of you, right? And start believing that reality is possible for yourself and that you can attain those dreams and those authentic pathways by ease, by grace. Okay, you do not need to force this. This is your soul's authentic path. It's authentic joy, but it does require action. And they're really bringing this in with that latter essence where it's like, okay, now it's time to think, where are you being called to recommit, right? Where are you being challenged to grow? Okay, where do you need to really think about your authentic voice? And where do you need to commit to your authentic path? So do things a new way. Pain won't last forever, but the choices you make for yourself will. And I love this because they're kind of bringing the seriousness in this week, because it's true. If we continue to choose the old way, the suffering, the pain, the challenge, the stress, the go, the what's not in alignment, that is defining your forward journey. And every time we say no to ourselves and our actual soul path and fulfillment, We are, whether we consciously realize it or not, say yes to the opposite path, the path of struggle, the path of challenge, the path that is not in alignment. So choose very wisely this week and become aware in full transparency and full honesty, whether it is flattering or not. See the path you're currently choosing and become incredibly intentional, right? So once we land on what fulfills us, what that little you needs, then this is where we now need to take forward action and consistently choose and consistently commit to that roadway. So this is amazing for us this week because these are defining choices. They are going to create the new life that we are creating ahead. So our manifestations, what you choose now is going to give you one manifestation or the other. So spend time this week removing the shroud of fear, removing self-doubt, removing that critical eye, and come back to that pure essence of you and just allow yourself to surrender to it, to surrender to the soul's path, even if it doesn't make sense. All right, and this is also coming through for us. Sometimes our soul will bring this awareness of what is right for us. And we get that information, we get that download. Oh, I need to be doing this. This is what really lights me up. But then life gets in the way and it sabotages and it makes us question that guidance. Oh, maybe I can't really do this. Maybe I'm not supposed to right now. Maybe I need to make concessions or sacrifices to be on this road of authenticity. But what they're showing me is giving us a head a shake and going, no. We gave you the guidance. We gave you the clarity. You need to hold fast to this. And you need to release these beliefs that blindfold you into this blindness that you cannot do it, that it's not possible for you. So they're showing me removing the blindfold and saying no to the doubt, to the self-sabotage, and staying the course. So follow your bliss. And they're actually showing me that statement and putting that up where you can read it every day. Today, I follow my bliss. Today, I follow my soul's calling and I see it through to completion. So beautiful reminders. So what choice must you make now to change your life? What choice must you see through to the end to make little you proud? This is so powerful because when we come to the end of our life, let's not have those regrets. Let's take the bull by the horn, the driver's seat this week, today, now, and make the choices that would make little you proud. So once more, get clear this week. What are those steps you need to take? Where do you need to fully commit to yourself and your soul journey? And the following statements are very powerful. Remember who you are. Remember you are worthy of doing what lights you up now and forever. This is so powerful. When they channeled and when this came through, remember who you are, you need to remember how powerful your soul is. No, you are not just a human being. You are a powerful spiritual being having a human experience. And you are always tethered to your soul. You are always connected. So where have you forgotten? Where have you allowed the influences of society, the influences of self-doubt, the bully in your brain to disconnect you or make you believe that you do not have access to that power. You are incredibly powerful. And at any moment, you can seize that power and change your life. So this week, access that. Reaffirm that. Feel that power in yourself, in your heart, because your heart is what connects you to everything. The heart is what matters most. So do you listen to your heart? Do you listen to the intuitive messages that your soul gives you through that space? Because I'm hearing that is what is most important. And then the road becomes clear. They're showing me all the clutter clearing from your path. Because the minute you listen to your heart, the minute you listen to what it really wants, not just, oh, this will help me get to this. No, you need to be doing what you love right now. Right now. Right? When you listen to that, everything becomes straightforward. Nothing is coming in to confuse you anymore. Nothing is coming in to overshadow your light because you're doing it. Right? They're showing me how many of you are putting off doing what you really want to do, what you really love. One day, when I make all this money, then I'll be able to do what I want to do. One day, when I am able to travel here, that's when I'll be able to do what I want to do. One day, when I meet my soulmate, then I'll be able to do what I want to do. Then I'll be happy. This is backward thinking, my friends. See how you just gave all your power away to the future and to a possible outcome. How limited, how limiting of a belief. You are so much more powerful than that. This is the week to claim that power and go, no more. I'm not waiting. I'm not putting off my joy, my life to someday, maybe. I am starting now. So this is incredibly moving, and this is fast tracking you. This is moving many of you to completely new timelines, to this amazing embodiment of your true, authentic self. And you are the one who is taking this action. Nobody else. You just acting in your full alignment. And your soul is dancing. Your soul is singing. It's like, yes, this is it. And I'm getting chills all through my legs. So it's like, yes, keep walking your path. Keep moving forward. Do it because you love it. Does there really need to be a better reason than that? Many of us have gotten caught up, well, I don't make money at it, or I'm not getting the support I need, or blah, 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 blah. Those are stories. Stop. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect set of circumstances. You can do it now, no matter where you are, no matter what is happening. You can do this right now. So do it. And remember who you are. So from there, we have look at the past foundations built on lies and deceit. Lies that told you who you are and who you were meant to be. They are not true. Claim the truth now. You are allowed to be wild and free. You can take space in this world. It is time to be seen. Not accepting things as they are, realizing you do deserve a better future. Feelings of liberation and freedom land. So let's pause here. So it's going to be very beneficial for us to do some reflection this week, to meditate, to maybe read. They're kind of showing me like journals. So maybe it's time you went back and looked at some of your old journal entries or stories of your life, photos, whatever this is for you. But going back and seeing where you were in those moments when you didn't know who you were, where you didn't have things figured out, maybe where you weren't living in full alignment with yourself, and going and seeing that, familiarizing yourself, and seeing how the path you've chosen now has turned out so differently. So they're kind of showing me what you manifested, what you shifted, what you changed. At certain points, they're showing me like we had a breaking point, a breakthrough, a moment of clarity where it's like, wow, I don't know why I'm still doing this. And you changed course. So what was that moment for you where you're like, you know what, I'm done living this way and I'm ready to wake up and seize the day? You know, what were those moments in your life? And what were those truths that landed in you? And for most of us, we became aware of where we were spiritually asleep, where we were not awake to the truth of life, to what truly mattered to us. And we woke up, we spiritually awakened to the lies we were living, to the stories people were telling, and to the actual reality of things. So that changed everything for you. And they're really mentioning this. This is like a 360 shift that many of us have undergone through spiritual awakening. And now it's time to review that and go, wow, you know, that was big. That was big. And you chose to awaken. You know how many people don't choose to awaken? Congratulate yourself for that decision. Give yourself the praise and realize how big of a decision and choice that was. And they're actually showing me that this is exactly what we're doing again. We are waking up to the importance of our heart, to the importance of our joy and who we really are. So this is another awakening that is happening right now. And similar to that last awakening, we need to have a choice made. Are we going to continue the old path where we were not in alignment, where we are not in our joy? Or are we ready to level up and believe that that is a possible reality for yourself? As once again, they're showing me the blinders, like, oh, it's not possible. I can't. It'll never happen for me. Just do it because you love it. Every time a story creates, they want you to come back to that statement. A story of, oh, I don't have the funds. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, this is a terrible time. This is terrible what's happening, right? Whatever deters you, you're going off path, my friend. It's time to claim your path. It's time to reclaim you and your right to take up space. Your right to do what you love. Okay? So you can take space in this world. It is time to be seen. So we're needing to make this commitment. I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to show up as all of me. And not accepting things the way they are. This is very important. Don't become complacent in your life. Don't stick to the shallows. You're meant to go deep. Okay? Don't accept less in your life. And this happens when we recognize we deserve better. When we own that we deserve better. And we own the choices we make. And this is giving this amazing liberation, this freedom of yourself that you've never had before, because you're really realizing your life is in your hands. It's not outside of you. It starts with the decisions you make today. Isn't that so empowering? We're no longer looking to the people outside us, our families, society, Hollywood, our loved ones. No, we shape our reality. We create our lives now on our terms. So how do we do it? This channel next. Make an action plan. Plan and start small. Little manifestations every day. And this is where they were kind of showing me like a monthly report where we're keeping track of our goals and seeing every step closer, every wish fulfilled, and the progress we made throughout the month. So they're actually saying it's very important for us to create a visual of this. So a lot of us think of like a vision board, and that's great, you can do that, but they're showing me like smaller than a year plan. It's almost like a month plan. So do up a sheet, make it pretty. If you want to put pictures on there, absolutely. But they're just showing me have like a progress report. This is my goal. These are the steps I'm going to take this month. And start small, because every time you check mark one of those things on your list, no matter how small, maybe it's like, I'm going to paint an hour once a week, okay? Or every day, I'm going to set aside an hour for self-care. Okay, whatever this is, every time you do that, you become the cheerleader for yourself. You're like, yeah, I accomplished that. I did that today. I made that happen. Right? And we're showing ourselves a visual representation of every little step we're making, and we're praising ourselves. So this creates a whole new mindset for us. This creates a whole new mental space for us where we're no longer looking at, oh, you didn't do good enough. We're going, wow, what did I do today? No matter how small. So that's why they're really saying, like, create small goals, attainable goals, realistic goals, and put it on a monthly report and hang it up. You need to see your progress every day. And they're just showing me like just little things. A lot of us can get overwhelmed easily, but when we actually see things listed out and we're like, oh yeah, wow, you know what? Maybe the little thing was making my bed today. Maybe the little thing was spending 5 minutes talking to my best friend. Maybe the thing I needed to do today was to make myself a home-cooked meal. Like, these are little things we can do that look after ourselves and validate we matter. Then if we have a specific goal, I spent 10 minutes today working on that goal. Or, oh, I made a financial plan for this goal. Okay, great. I saved $2 today. Great. These are the little things that add up. So, monthly report, keeping track of your goal, your wishes fulfilled, and the progress made. Celebrate yourself. Your whole world can change if you try. Building a new belief system is possible for you now. Take the steps to get there. Remove self-criticism from your life. When you are in your heart, when you are in your joy, that is what truly matters. Believe your dream can come true. Perfectly imperfect. I love this. So, how often do we try to make everything perfect? How often do we spend hours and hours and days and months and years of our time trying to perfect something or trying to perfect ourselves? But how can we just surrender to the grace of life and allow our projects and our goals to be perfectly imperfect? How can we give ourselves permission that what we do is enough. What we're here to share is enough. And they're giving me this example of myself. So I'll share. I think it was about a year ago, I started getting this inspiration to start flipping furniture. And I was watching all these tutorials and all these things about how you're supposed to do it and whatnot. So what did I do? I went and got the biggest piece of furniture, a huge china cabinet for my first project. A little ambitious, yes. But here I get this free china cabinet and I start. And I spent probably a solid month fixing this up, painting it, making it perfect. I spent hours of time and I made every mistake you could possibly make. And it started to become this bane of my existence. And every time I went down, I'm like, you know what? I just hate this thing now. I don't enjoy this. Like, there were moments where I was like, oh, this is so great. But then all these things kept happening and I kept really ripping myself apart because I hadn't figured it out yet. And now in hindsight, I'm like, well, that was my first project ever. I'd never done it before. How unrealistic of me to think I could do this in 2 days and think it was going to be perfect, right? Where did I have that unrealistic standard? So anyway, when it was finally done, I couldn't wait to sell it. So I listed it and that thing sat for months. Even though it was beautiful, I had done it to the best of my ability. I was charging a fair price for it. It took a while to sell. So in the meantime, what did I decide to do? I decided to flip a few pieces of furniture that I had. And I did them and it was easy and it was fun. And I just was like, I'm not serious about it because it's mine. It's my own furniture. I'm going to just play with it and try it. Anyway, I flipped 3 pieces and one of them I was like, you know what? I'm not really using it, so I'll list it. And it sold within a day. And the whole process was fun and lovely and wonderful. And it turned out lovely and wonderful. And I had put zero pressure on myself throughout the process. I had zero stress. And in fact, the entire time I worked on them, time flew by. And it was, dare I say, easy. And it was so funny because after I had that happen, the china cabinet finally sold. And I realized throughout that little conundrum I had, they were showing me the difference. My guides were like, yep, we needed you to understand what you're doing, how you're performing your work every day, the expectations you have for yourself every day. And even when you're passionate about something and excited about something, you spoil it because it's never good enough, or you have an unrealistic standard for what this needs to look like or needs to be. Whereas if you just trusted your inner guidance and your fun and your joy and your soul process, it would turn out wonderfully. And it did. And so that was a lesson for me at that time. And I'm being called to share it because it just shows how the self-criticism route, it just saps you of joy. It just saps you of everything wonderful about what you're doing. So what path would you rather? What would you rather do? What is the process of your life? And how would you like that process to be? A fun, creative, beautiful experience where you don't take things personally, where you remove judgment, where you allow room and space to make mistakes and love yourself regardless, or the very opposite of that reality? So every day we have that choice. So hopefully that helps some of you this week when taking on these new projects or creating these new beginnings. So from there we have celebrate yourself, right? So let's start that. Start off these projects with this celebratory energy. Yay! I did this today. Yay! Look at my progress. Look, I even finished this one little spot, right? Can you celebrate that? Progress is progress. So believe your dream can come true. Perfectly imperfect. So yes, we're going to have challenges, but it's all about how we react to them. It's all about how we choose to approach these things. So from there, they were giving us the suggestion of reflecting on other people's journeys. A blessing to the soul to learn from others. Seeing no one's journey is perfect, without mistakes, or easy, but it can flow with ease if you allow it. Learning not to take things personally and seizing opportunities to grow. You will not be for everyone, and that's okay. And from there, this is resulting in healing major wounds of persecution. And this is amazing. They were showing me chains that were previously withholding us, holding us in, keeping us in this awful jail. And it's just falling away. They're being released. You're being freed. So what if it was possible for you to live a life without judgment? Paving a new way, a loving future for yourself where all voices can be heard. No more persecution, no more judgment, only love. And this was so beautiful because then I was getting this urge of singing, where your voice is so free and clear and willing to be heard without restraint. Isn't that the most beautiful thought? Could you imagine just belting it out, letting yourself be heard, singing your authentic song without the fear of being judged? Without the fear of being persecuted or criticized? Isn't that such an amazing thought? And it is possible. You can live your life without judgment, because the moment we decide to be enough for ourselves, the moment we decide to be free and live free, no matter what or who says otherwise, we're free. The moment we stop taking things personally, we're free. We're realizing we don't need to hold on to the hurt anymore. We don't need to worry about marks against us anymore. We can be free. And they're kind of showing me that what hurts us most is that energy, that bully of our own mind. A lot of the times, it's not even what people say to us or do to us that is as harmful as we are to ourselves. We are our harshest critics. So start there. If you could remove that critic from your mind, how would it change your life? And you start to realize that what people think of you, it doesn't matter. What matters ultimately is that you are living your life, that you are being true to yourself, that you are authentic in your choices and in your soul path, that you are allowing yourself to have irreparable joy. Those are the things that matter in the end. So don't give your power away to those voices, to people who don't really care about you and who you are. Don't let those things hold power over you anymore. This is the time for you to reclaim who you are. This is your time to be that voice for yourself and that voice for others. Some of us have come here with a very defining mission: to speak where others couldn't, to say what others couldn't, to be the mouthpiece of love of God on this earth. Just by being authentic, just by being fully themselves, it heals the world. Do not negate the power you hold. Do not forget who you are. Allow yourself to not be everyone's cup of tea. Give yourself full permission to be your own, to be enough. And this will change your life. This will free you. You are going to remove those chains, my friends, to live a life that is truly yours. So, my friends, that is all I have for us this week. What a week. So much motivation, so much encouragement. Your guides are with you. They're so with you every step of the way, every step of this journey. You are not alone. They are going to help you with this. So if you are struggling with this fear of judgment, if you are struggling with self-criticism, pray. Ask for help. Ask for guidance and do what they ask you to do. Follow through. Do these things that they have told you, like this progress report, like journaling, reviewing how far you've come. They don't say these things unless they really matter. So are you willing to do it? Are you really willing to start believing that you can take these actions just for you and that you deserve that? I implore you this week to do some of these things for yourself. See how they fill your cup. Be willing to change your mind. Be willing to be open to new possibilities. Try it. You know how many times I've laughed at, vision boards, they don't work. Oh, this stuff, that doesn't work. That won't work for me. Works for other people, it won't work for me. These are things that the ego immediately shuts down because we don't really believe it could happen for us. This is where we have to challenge ourselves. We have to challenge our old ways. Otherwise, nothing will change. So look at that this week. Where is there resistance? And where do you need to push yourself to try? Because I promise it'll be worth it. I promise you, at the very least, you'll be proud of yourself for doing something new, for being willing to do something just for yourself. And that is what matters. So friends, I'm sending you all so much love, so much support. If you need some help this week, if you are wanting a session, if you want to join up for my monthly meditations or check out my inner child meditation on my YouTube channel, I'll leave all those details below. And I'm sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful week, my friends. Bye-bye.